Well, developing tonight, a suspect is still on the run tonight after an armed robbery at a convenience store in Fort Smith. This happened last night at the Roosters on 50th Food Mart at the intersection of 50th and Johnson Street. According to police, the suspect struck an employee with a handgun and fled on foot. He was last seen near a smoke shop heading east. And police are asking anyone with any information that could help identify the suspect to contact them. And a man charged with killing an accused sex offender is now running for sheriff in Lonoke County. Aaron Spencer launched a campaign Friday for the head of the agency that arrested him last October. Spencer faces second-degree murder charges for the death of Michael Fossler. At the time, Fossler faced over 40 child sex crimes involving Spencer's daughter. Spencer is scheduled to stand trial in January. Meanwhile, the current sheriff, John Staley, says he's running for re-election. And Staley has served since 2013. Well, today people got to experience history come alive at the Dredon Scott Historic Site in Van Buren. 5 News reporter Laura Castleman found out how the past is being brought to life.
It's an awesome opportunity for us to step back into the past. A lot of people don't know Van Buren and Fort Smith were battlefields.
History lovers got to experience a reenactment of the 1862 raid of Van Buren, a battle that left the city under Union occupation for several days.
A number of steamboats were sunk on the river, supplies were burned, and it just showed that the war came here too.
Volunteers and students helped bring history to life, complete with artillery demonstrations.
The Van Buren raid of 1862 had artillerymen that trained a little something like this.
Squad, ready. Aim. Fire. Recover arms.
My 4th great grandfather was in the 3rd Indian Home Guard, and he fought in battles around here, around Van Buren, Prairie Grove.
For many students, it's a lesson about why history still matters.
When you forget your history, you can repeat your problems.
It's the connection we get to the people of the past.
Reenactor Jacob Falk traveled from Oklahoma to take part to honor his 80 relatives.
To get to know the men who went through that, to get to study what they did and what led up to such a catastrophic event.
Too often our history is forgotten, and our country is founded on history.
From doctors to engineers to even a veterinarian, reenactors from all walks of life come to honor the past.
We eat period correct food and try to portray life in a 19th century military camp as best we can. And it's just a way to honor the history, to teach folks that come out and see us.
In Van Buren, covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.
In Springdale, families celebrated culture and community at the 12th annual Northwest Arkansas Hispanic Heritage Festival. For the first time, the free event was held at Luther George Park in downtown Springdale. Visitors enjoyed live music, local businesses and organization booths, and plenty of food and flavor from across Latin America. Event organizer and Univision Arkansas anchor Pablo Morales says that the festival is a celebration of both culture and community, and it honors the contribution of Hispanics in every industry, from education to healthcare to local businesses.
There's a lot of fear and there's a lot of anxiety that has been happening in the last few months. And having this event is just kind of showcasing who we are, our culture, our contributions, our music, our food, and our sense of community.
Morales says Springdale's growing diversity makes it the perfect place to celebrate, with families from Mexico, El Salvador, Colombia, Venezuela, and many other countries calling the city home. We know Northwest Arkansas has no shortage of bicycles and a love for riding, but we also know the area loves the Razorback Greenway. The second 10-year anniversary celebration of the Square to Square Festival happened this morning. The festival happens twice a year in Fayetteville and Bentonville, with riders trekking 28 miles from one downtown square to the other. The festival isn't a race and celebrates riders from all different backgrounds.
We've got riders from usually 12 different states represented in Square to Square, so we see quite a mix of people that just come to celebrate the Razorback Greenway and how cool it is and what a unique and amazing amenity it is to have here in Northwest Arkansas. And it's been a really enjoyable collaboration with our neighbors up the road in Bentonville. So we team up to host an event twice a year that engages people throughout Northwest Arkansas to utilize the Greenway Trail for recreation.
Each outing switches the route of the ride, and today riders started in Fayetteville and made the long trek to Bentonville. And hey, we put this graphic up a lot, pretty much every weekend, but our digital team works hard to bring you a full list of fun and exciting events you and your family can go to, whether that's in the River Valley or NWA in our weekend guide. Just text weekend guide to the number there on your screen, and we'll send you back a link to the full list. Well, around Arkansas, 7 outstanding Natural State natives were honored tonight at the Arkansas Black Hall of Fame. 3 of the inductees are from Little Rock. The group of 7 includes education pioneers, trailblazing physicians, and government leaders who've made a lasting impact on Arkansas and beyond. Dr. Garbo Hearn, owner of Hearn Fine Art and Pyramid Art Books in Little Rock, says it's an honor to join into an esteemed group of trailblazers with Arkansas ties.
Honored by your peers is really humbling, and I think that it's another nod to the creatives and the importance of the arts in our culture and how we matter in Arkansas, we matter in the United States, we matter in the world.
Dr. Hearn was inducted alongside her husband Archie Hearn, who's a physician in Little Rock. And the state fair in Little Rock got off to a hot start with what officials say was the second largest opening day in the fair's history. Nearly 50,000 people were reportedly there yesterday, enjoying all the festivities. The fair continues on next week until the 19th. One couple in Saline County is going above and beyond to keep Arkansas beautiful. Carter Thweet introduces us to Saline River Canoe, a business that'll get you on the river and clean it up too.
For Michael and Tanya Sacamani, keeping the Saline River clean is a good business move, but more than that, it's a calling, one they're so passionate about. They recently got an award for it.
He said, hey, I really feel that we should start renting canoes and kayaks on the river, and I was like, let's do it.
That's how Saline River Canoe began back in 2008. Tanya and her husband Michael watching it grow from just a few used canoes into what it is today.
Now we have, all of this, a thriving business, a really, thriving river community, and, people that come from all over.
The people really do make the place, but if you're not careful, the place can end up in pretty rough shape. Michael says the river's proximity to interstates and highways makes this a possibility.
A lot of roadside trash finds its way into the river. The rains come, fill up the ditches on the side of the road, wash it into the creeks, that gets washed into the rivers, and so yeah, we see a lot of that.
It's the reason why multiple times a year the Sacamanis and other volunteers will go down the river or the banks and pick up trash. Their efforts aren't going unnoticed. Last week, the couple traveled to Fort Smith, where the Arkansas Recreation and Parks Association named their business Champion Team of the Year for their cleanup efforts.
There's so many volunteers that while we might have been the ones that actually accepted that award, they're all really deserving.
And the Sacamanis have no plans of stopping their efforts anytime soon.
Someone who, plays and works on the river, I think it's really important, that we give back to that.
The more time you spend in an environment, the more time you tend to take ownership of it and want to be a good steward of it.
That was Carter Thweet reporting. If you want to get involved with the Sacamanis cleanup efforts, you can follow Saline River Canoe on Facebook or go to their website.